Alright guys, so as we could see on the new update patch notes, it's time to have a look into the Porsche 911 GT2 RS Club Sport Unleashed event, which has just arrived to the game with a ton of tokens to claim in case you own the main car, and the usual blueprints and epic import parts for all those who own the required cars at a certain numbers of stars. Being completely honest, the main car itself is quite good, but still today I will explain why I wouldn't recommend to any of you guys to spend tokens on this Unleashed event. So let's get into it. Alright, so this Unleashed event has something which I don't remember seeing on any other before. This is one of those rare Unleashed events where the main car needs a key in order to be unlocked. That's right, the Porsche 911 GT2 RS Club Sport needs a key in order to be added to your garage, and luckily you can get it if your Porsche GT2 is at 6 stars. This is basically at max. Aside from that, it's worth noting that this car requires 16 epic import parts in order to be fully maxed out, so the most you can get out of the entire Unleashed event is 4 epics in case you end within the top 100, or 5 epic import parts in case you own the Legends Pass as well, which is clearly insufficient to gold max this car, but at least you can apply them to the acceleration stat, and that way you will have a quite usable multiplayer car. So regarding that, it's more than enough. The Porsche 911 GT2 RS is an extremely fun car to drive with a really solid nitro efficiency combined with a sharp drift radius and a top speed that, despite it's not the fastest around its rank, it's decent enough to put a fight in multiplayer for as long as you play against cars around this rank within A-class. The car itself doesn't feel heavy, but it's quite bouncy, which can lead to some weird physics moments. I have to admit that the massive spoiler this car has also provokes some weird physics as well, but in general you won't have a ton of problems because of that. So the main car itself, as we could see, it's quite solid, quite nice, but what about the requirements? Well, at first we have the Glickenhaus 007S, which was given in the past through several Grand Prix reruns, as well as on its own special hand, where many people got the chance to unlock and gold it, and honestly it's a quite good car, quite annoying, especially on multiplayer, but it is what it is. Then we have the Ferrari Superfast, which isn't necessarily a bad car, and which I think it's one of those rare times where it has appeared in a tokens pack, since I remember this one appearing a ton in the All Legends store. But anyways, in general, isn't bad either. Then we have the Lamborghini Aventador SV Coupe, which is an all-time classic for those who have been playing Asphalt 9 since the official launch, and which is having a car hunt at this exact moment, making it probably the easiest to access car out of all the ones involved within this Unleashed event. I mean, for collection it's not bad, but for multiplayer it's barely usable compared to the good old days, and you can use it for this Unleashed as well as for upcoming events where it might be required, so I will try to get it from its car hunt. At last we have the Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta, a quite meh car in most of its stats, which is not useless, but it's quite far from being decent, so I wouldn't go for it. Regardless of the requirements, I still would recommend to you all guys to save up your tokens, because at the end of the day, all of these cars are purely for collection. Sure, some of them might be better than others, but none of them stand up as a king, so if you don't have any of them, spending your tokens at the Parts of Speed seems to be like a far more viable option in the long run, since those cars will be far more useful. I have to admit that the Porsche 911 GT2 RS Club Sport is not a really common car you see every day on multiplayer, especially a golden one, but maxing it out, especially with its own packs costing 90 tokens each, might definitely be way too expensive considering all the other cars coming this update. It's not like the Thinger will be way more worth it, I'm already calling that out, but still the big price of this update is basically coming at the last season, or at least that's how I see it. Of course, if you have an absolute ton of tokens and you don't have this Porsche, it might be worth to go for it in order to improve your collection, but for the vast majority of people looking at this video, I wouldn't recommend you to go for this one, despite it looks extremely cool and it's certainly not bad at all, speaking of performance. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, make sure to drop your massive like, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt content. Goodbye guys.